Ah, Mrs. Lucas, that's a nice greeting. Thank you.
Oh, I wished it was nice, sir.
Why, what's wrong?
Your daughter has taken Eric and left.
I don't understand.
They've moved out.
What?
Well, let's just sit these down here for right now.
Oh, thank you, Ione. Thank you. I'm sorry this has all been on such short notice.
Oh, well, I'm sorry it had to happen now, too. But as I told you before, you're welcome to stay for as long as it takes you to straighten out things between you and your father.
Thanks.
Mrs. Redlin, is everyone in this neighborhood poor?
Eric, don't.
Oh, sweetheart, it's all right. By your standards, Eric's, I guess you're right. But you know, there are other ways of being poor than not having much money.
Well, you know, Eric, I used to live here. And I think of all the houses I've ever been in, I think this is my favorite.
I don't care. I don't like it here. I'm going to go back to Grandpa's where we belong. Why can't we go back to Grandpa's?
Eric, didn't you hear anything I said to you on the way over here?
Oh, now, wait a minute. Let's all just sit down, okay? Come on. Now, Eric, your mother isn't saying that you won't go back. It's just that a few things need to be worked out first.
Like me going to Clinton Prep?
Now, that's something your grandfather promised you. He never checked with me about it.
What is this all about?
That was the famous straw that broke the camel's back. Earlier today, I discovered that Daddy had enrolled Eric in the Clinton Academy.
That's that fancy boarding school in Leesboro, isn't it? Well, that's on the other side of the state.
Well, Grandpa said it was okay.
Now, Eric, please believe me on that. Your grandfather was wrong. And your father would be furious when he came to take you back to England. You know, he didn't have to let you come here to visit me. And if he doesn't like anything we've done, like enrolling you in another school, he would never let you come back here. Now, you wouldn't like that, would you?
No.
Neither would I.
And neither would your grandfather. Your mother's only trying to keep everybody happy.
Well, I'm not happy.
I know you're not, honey, but listen, believe me, I would rather be at your grandfather's too, but sometimes we have to do things we don't like so that we can make things better later on.
I bet you're going to talk about religion all the time now, just like Grandpa said.
No, we're not.
I bet we're going to talk about those chocolate chip cookies I baked this afternoon.
Chocolate chip?
Mm-hmm. And if you want to discuss them over a glass of milk, you better follow me.
It was absolutely terrible, sir. Your daughter was very rude. And poor little Eric was heartbroken because she made him leave.
Well, when did all this happen?
Oh, just after 4.
Oh, how could she do this?
I tried my hardest, believe me, to stop them leaving.
Did she give you any kind of a hint as to where they were going?
No, sir, but she said she'd call later on this evening. But I got the impression that they were not leaving Kingsley.
Hardly. She doesn't want to get too far away from her source of credit. Mrs. Lucas, look up the Redland telephone number in Miriam's book there on the desk. There's a very good chance that she's taken him either to the Redlands or perhaps even Terry Davidson's. And if she takes him into that ghetto and anything happens to that grandson of mine, I'll never forgive her. Mrs. Lucas, did they take everything?
No, sir, just the essentials. It's ringing.
Oh, all right, thank you.
That's all right, Eric. You just save a few for Jimmy. He knows this is baking day, and he'll be over tomorrow to stake his claim. Hello?
Let me speak to Miriam.
Who is this?
Her father.
Oh, I should have known by the good manners.
Well?
What was that question again?
Is my daughter there with my grandson, Eric?
Oh, yes, I believe she is.
Put them on the phone now.
Well, now just a moment. I'll see if she's available.
Is it Daddy?
In rare form.
Well, I guess now's as good a time as any. Hello.
Miriam, I want you home in exactly 30 minutes or you will pay the consequences.
Hi, Daddy. You have such a pleasant way of starting a conversation.
I am very serious about this, Mim.
I'm sure you are. Please, don't spell out what those consequences are, because whatever you have in mind, it's a price well worth paying. Daddy, I am not going to continue to let you subject
Miriam, just don't finish that. I've heard it all before.
Apparently not clearly enough, or I would not have had to do this.
And what are you subjecting him to? You yank him out of his own safe home and plop him down in the middle of a ghetto.
He understands why I did it, or at least he will.
Will he? And I feel quite sure that you've made me the arch-villain of the piece, the evil grandfather.
No, I would never turn Eric against you. You know that I love and I respect you too much to do something like that.
Well, you certainly have a funny way of showing it.
I am showing it. If I would have stayed there, our relationship would have been hurt much too much for me to ever have set it right again.
Miriam, if you stay there much longer, our relationship will never be the same again. Now, please, come home.
I'm sorry, I can't.
I don't suppose you'd let me talk to Eric.
For what purpose?
To tell him that I love him and that I miss him.
Eric, your grandfather would like to speak with you.
Grandpa?
Hi, there you are. What's all this nonsense about you moving out?
I don't know.
Well, don't you worry about it. Your mother and I will straighten it all out, and you'll be back here playing with your computer very soon.
Really?
You bet. And, Eric, you're not mad with your grandfather, are you?
Nah, and I brought my TV watch with me.
Good, good. Well, you hang in there, be a good boy, and I have a feeling that, you'll be home very soon.
Okay.
All right, now, let me, talk to your mother again.
Okay. Wants to talk to you again.
I don't think I have much else to say right now.
She says she doesn't...
Never mind. Never mind. I heard her, Eric. You be a good boy, and I'll be talking to you soon. Mrs. Lucas? Call Howard Webster. Tell him to get over here right away. Don't take any arguments from him, either.
Grandpa's really mad at you, huh?
I'm afraid so, but honey, you're just gonna have to trust me, okay?
Look out, here comes trouble.
Oh, is it that late?
Ah, or did trouble already beat me here? Those suitcases mean what I think they mean?
Unfortunately.
How you doing, Eric? What did the old goat do now?
Don't call my grandpa an old goat.
Okay, I didn't mean nothing by it, really. I'm sorry.
You'll have to forgive Babs. Her favorite place for her foot is in her mouth.
Yeah, my teeth get lonesome, you know? Besides, anybody who's got a grandson as terrific as you are can't be all bad. Looks like we're going to be roommates for a while, huh?
Well, for a little while, anyway.
We'll discuss it later.
Yeah, sure. Well, at least you brought your better half with you.
Is that what I am?
In spades, kiddo. And boy, are we going to have some fun.
I wish I could have brought my computer. We could have played lots of games.
Who needs a computer to play games? Do you know of any computer that can short-sheet your mother's bed? Or tie Ione's pantyhose and nuts? And do you know of any computer that can tell a joke like me?
Thank the Lord for that.
Be quiet, you. Don't pay any attention to her, kid. I got a terrific one for you. It's about this guy. He goes into town, see, and he sees this penguin standing at an intersection. He walks over to the penguin like this. And he says, "I'm gonna get out of the intersection because you're in trouble."
I told you you were going to go too far with her.
You never said any such thing.
Well, I thought it anyway. Sending Eric to a boarding school.
Clinton Academy is not a boarding school, for your information. It's a very prestigious institution.
I don't care what you call it, Charles. A loving mother is going to see it as a boarding school. And what in tarnation did you think Paul was going to think of this idea of yours?
I have every confidence that once he sees that Eric is happily settled, he'll agree it's the best place for him to be.
Sees?
Of course, see, you don't think I'm going to stop, do you?
Common sense dictates that.
Never mind common sense. He's not only going to go to that school, he's going to stay in this country. Harold, that boy is my future.
He's also only your grandson. To do the things you want to do with him, you'd have to have some kind of legal control over him, and you don't have that.
He's my flesh and blood. Doesn't that count for something?
Miriam's his mother. And with the settlement Paul got, that counts for nothing.
Well, I just find all of this very difficult to accept.
Unfortunately, you have picked the wrong time to get upset about it. You should have fought just a little bit harder a couple of years ago when the judge handed down the decree.
Are you telling me that we can't appeal?
Charles, we've already appealed. That's why Miriam has what limited visitation rights she's got now.
So my hands are legally tied.
Charles, you're not legally in the scheme enough to even make that statement.
Well, go see Miriam and pretend that I am, and threaten her with a court suit, and tell her that she's got to get Eric back here.
Charles, I'd be lying.
Yeah, you've done that before.
No, absolutely not.
I own you, my friend. You
don't
do as
own-
I say.
Look, if you're going to continue in that vein, Charles, I might as well leave right now.
No. Don't do that.
Legally, there's nothing you can do.
Well, say anything, just as long as we can get Eric back.
For some reason unknown to me, she still cares for you. Maybe if I painted a picture of a pathetic old man with a heart condition.
Fine. Anything you can think of to get him back.
At least I'd be telling the truth.
Oh, hi. Put away your change purse. It's only Harold. Do we have a date tonight or something?
No, I'm afraid this is a business call. Good evening, ladies.
Hi, Harold.
Well, you should have come early. You could have had dinner with us.
Wait a minute. Did you say business?
Yeah,
Don't tell me you're here on behalf of her father.
I'm afraid so.
Harold, you rat.
Just hold on a second.
Babs, honey.
I'm here at Charles' request because I'm his lawyer. I have an obligation to be.
Oh, yeah? What about our friendship? Don't you have some kind of obligation to that?
Babs, no, wait. I understand your predicament. Go ahead and have a seat. I'd like to hear what he has to say.
That makes one of us.
Look, I just want what's fair for everybody.
I know.
I also want you to know that Charles has no recourse to what you've done. He asked me to come over here with threats that he did, but I refused.
Hooray for you.
Oh, Babs, be fair.
Now, wait a minute. If he can't do anything legally, why are you involved?
Miriam, I'm worried about his health. When I was over there, he was popping those little pills of his.
His nitroglycerin?
I think so.
Oh, no, this is just what I was afraid would happen.
Wait, how do you know he's not faking that?
We don't. But we do know his medical history.
Maybe I should just go back.
For what? I mean, just because he's having chest pains doesn't mean things are going to change any. I mean, he's going to just use his ill health to bribe you, just like he uses toys to bribe Eric.
That could be so.
You made your point here. Just butt out. Don't fall for it, Miriam.
What if something should happen to him?
It's his own fault. It's just a trap, Miriam. Don't get caught in it.
All right, that's enough. I know you're bored. Excuse me if every once in a while we do something that I like to do for a change.
What, you for a change? That's all we ever do. I tell you, you better keep your eye on those tickets. Because they're liable to go up in smoke if I ever get a hold of them as fast as I can light a match.
You're really upset about this, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Why?
Because I'm sick of not having a say in what we do. And if I ever get caught doing something that I hate, like tonight, I better smile my way through or else...
Or else what?
Never mind.
Don't pout!
I'm not pouting.
Then tell me.
If I don't pretend like I'm having a good time, I get a very cool performance from you in the bedroom later.
That's not true.
It is true. And God forbid that we should ever disagree on anything like this. Or I don't hang on your every word all night long. Because then it's the same thing. For Pete's sake, Amber, half the time I'm with you, I feel like I'm tiptoeing through broken glass.
Translation. I'm not performing like a little trained dog, meeting your every need.
Every? I'd be satisfied if you met one or two.
Well, if you're so dissatisfied, why are you still around?
Because every once in a while, I feel like it's worthwhile.
Yeah, and I know when that happens. About 5 minutes
Amber.
after we...
I really do need to take an answer to him, Miriam. Something.
I'm sorry, Harold, I can't. God forgive me if Daddy's health suffers as a result of all this, but the way he was undermining my influence over Eric, no, I just will not have Eric exposed to that again.
I understand. And for what it's worth, I agree with you.
Excuse me.
And if word of this gets back to Charles...
I promise it won't. And I know you're just doing your job, okay?
Okay.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Gene.
Hi.
Hey, Gene, how are you?
Oh, pretty good. How are you? Hey, I've got some things I'd like to discuss with Mom, so if you guys will excuse us, we'd like... Mom,
No, wait a
we're
minute,
through in
wait a
here.
minute. You sit down here. We'll go in the kitchen and make some coffee or something.
Oh, thanks.
Maybe some cookies.
Hey, chocolate chip cookies? All right.
Yeah, go ahead. Sit down, Mom.
Well, what's wrong, Gene?
Has Monk been by here at all today?
No. What? Did he run away?
Well, maybe. I mean, at least he ran out.
Ran out of what?
I tried to sit the three of us down and discuss these silly little problems that they've been having.
And it turned into a screaming match.
Well, let's just say it's a good thing that no one had any weapons in their hands.
You know, Gene, sometimes words can inflict more damage than some weapons do. You know, that's why the good Lord said, by our words we shall be justified, or by our words we shall be condemned.
Yeah, well, maybe I'm guilty there. Mom, I wish I could find the boy. I don't know where he is. I've looked all over for him.
When did all of this happen?
Oh, about an hour before dinner.
Well, maybe he's gone home and he's there already.
No, I doubt that. I doubt that very seriously.
Well, why don't you call and check?
No, thank you.
Gene, I don't like the sound of that.
Well, you shouldn't like it.
Gene! Now, you go home this instant and settle up your differences with your wife. That's where your obligation is, not out chasing some teenager all over town.
Look, I am afraid that Monk might try and do something very stupid.
Well, if he does...
If he does, I'm responsible for his actions.
No, Gene. You're responsible for your relationship with Carla above anything else. And right now, it looks as though you're using Monk as a shield to keep from doing that. Not Gene. Go.
When we're together, it's empty for me.
Thank you very much.
No, I don't mean that as a personal criticism. Oh, come on. It's like those stupid concerts. I mean, they're passionless. All the music is interchangeable. There's no real passion there.
For you.
Oh, so you're telling me that our lovemaking still has the fire and passion it once had?
Isn't it natural that it shouldn't? Look, it's happened to... We both have been through this before.
Right. And before, we've always moved on to something else, right? That's the point, Amber. I don't want that to happen now. Look, we've been together, what? How long? About 8 months?
More or less.
Amber, this is the longest relationship I've ever had in my whole life. And I know it is for you, too. Now, that's not a very flattering appraisal of the situation for either one of us.
I'm not going to pretend to be embarrassed about that.
I don't want you to be. But apathy certainly isn't going to help in this situation.
For someone who has a lot of complaints, you sure seem to want to hold on to it pretty badly.
Well, I complain because I do want it. I think we can do better.
Well, I'm not sure I agree with you.
I thought you would have gone to bed by now.
I was just about to.
Oh, I couldn't find him.
So I gathered.
Mom thought I should come back over here and try to work things out.
Did she?
Yeah. So, what do you say?
I say I'm tired and I want to go to bed.
Wait a minute, Carla, even when things are this crazy.
Especially since things are this crazy.
Baby, we can't, this is not the way to handle things.
No, I know it's not. But I don't have the energy to do it any other way.
Now look, neither one of us is going to get any sleep tonight if we don't work this thing out. I don't want to listen to you sigh tonight.
I don't intend for you to do that. You wait right here. You don't have to listen to me sigh. You can sleep on the couch.
Carla? Great, really.
Hey.
Hey. You know, I've been looking all over for you.
Well, it was wrong of me to run out like that, and, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I guess a lot of things have been said that shouldn't have been said, and I'm sorry about that, too. Look, Monk, don't give up on this thing now. I mean, it's worse. Well, you gotta fight it through.
Yeah, maybe, Hey, what's going on here?
Oh, well, it was decided that I would be more comfortable on the couch tonight.
By who?
Oh, by Carla at first, but then by me.
This is all my fault.
Look, you hit the sack. We'll talk about this stuff in the morning, all right?
Yeah, all right. Hey, look, man, I'm really sorry. Hey, look, why don't you sleep in my bed tonight?
Oh, hey, Monk, that's no problem, man. You go ahead. Go ahead, I'll be fine. Good night.